Hello everybody, this is Pastor Green. We're doing another Bible study, 2 Samuel chapter 14. If you like me to come speak at your church, you can send me an email. If you have any questions, you can just comment below. So we talked in the last chapter about what David did, and now he was getting paybacks for it. And so now payback number 4 was Absalom's insurrection. If you remember, we talked in the past about the plot development in chapter 2. We got done talking about David's transgressions with Bathsheba, the problems in David's house, and now we're going to start talking about the troubles in David's kingdom. It says 2 Samuel 14 verse 1. Now Joab, David's nephew, the son of Zeruiah, perceived that the king's heart was toward Absalom. And if you look here at the David's family tree, you see David over here. He had a brother, and that brother had a son named Joab. And Joab sent Tekah to fetch this wise woman, and say unto her, I pray thee, feign themselves to be a mourner, and put on now mourning apparel, and anoint not themselves with oil, but be as a woman as thou, a long time mourn for the dead. And you can see here where the Tekah is. And come to the king, and speak this manner to him. So Joab put the words in her mouth. When the woman of Tekah spoke to the king, she fell on her face on the ground, and did oblations, and said, Help, O king. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow woman, and my husband is dead. And thy handsman had 2 sons, and they strove together in a field, and there was none to part them, but the one smote the other, and slew him. And behold, the whole family is risen against thine handsmaid, and they said, Delivered him that smote his brother, that we may kill him, for the life of his brother whom he slew. We will destroy the heir also, so they shall quench the coal which is left, and shall not leave my house neither his name nor remainder on the earth. He's saying, if this boy did what you said he did, he deserves to die, because he can't do that kind of thing. And the king said unto the woman, Go into thine house, and I will give charge concerning thee. The woman of Tekah said to the king, My lord, O king, the iniquity be upon me, and on my father's house, and the king and his throne be guiltless. And the king said, Whosoever shall aught to thee, bring him to me, and he shall not touch thee any more. I pray, she said, I pray thee, let the kings remember the Lord thy God. Let thou wouldest not suffer the revenge of the blood to destroy any more, lest they destroy my son. And he said, As the Lord liveth, there shall not come one hair on the son that shall fall on the earth. And the woman said, Let thine handmaid pray thee, speak one unto the Lord the king. And he said, I say on. And the woman said, Wherefore he has thought such things against the people of God, and the king does speak as evil as which one is faulty, is that the king does fetch his home again and is banished. For we must need to die, and our water split to the ground, which we cannot gather up again, neither does God respect any person, yet does he devise means that the banished will not be expelled from him. Now therefore, that I come to speak this thing to the Lord the king, it is because the people have made me afraid. And thy handsman said, I will now speak to the king, it may be that the king will perform the request of his handmaid. For the king to hear delivered his handsman out of the hand of the man that would destroy me, and my son together out of the inheritance of God. Then the handsman said, The word of the Lord the king shall not be comforted, as the angel of God, so my lord the king shall discern good and bad, therefore the Lord the God will be with thee. And the king answered and said to the woman, Hide not from me, I pray thee, and say the thing that shall ask thee. The woman said, Let my lord king now speak. And the king said, It is not the hand of Joab with thee on all of this? The woman answered and said, As thou soul liveth, my soul the king, none can turn from the right hand or to the left from aught the Lord the king has spoken. For this servant Joab, he bade me, and he put all these words in my mouth and thy handsman. So Joab had asked this lady to basically go to the king and say these different things to her. But King David kind of figured out what was going on and knew it was Joab. So fetcheth out this form of speech, how thy servant Joab done this thing. And my lord is wise according to the wisdom of the angel of God, to know all things that are in the earth. And the king said unto Joab, Behold now, I have done this thing. Go therefore and bring the young man Absalom again. Remember, David was looking for Absalom this whole time. And Joab fell to the ground on his face and bowed himself, and thanked the king. And Joab said, Today thy servant knoweth that I have found grace in thy sight, my lord, O king, that the king has fulfilled the request of his servant. So Joab arose and went to Geshur, and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the king said, Let him turn down his own house, and let him not see my face. So Absalom returned to his own house, and saw not the king's face. But all of Israel was there, and none to be much praised as Absalom for his beauty. From the sole of his foot, even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him. So Absalom's used to having people love him because he was so attractive. And when he pulled his head, for it was every year he pulled it, because his hair was heavy upon him. Therefore he pulled it, and the weight of the hair of his head was 200 shekels after the king's weight. So his hair weighed 200 shekels. And if you look at this chart here, the weight of 200 shekels would be about 5 pounds, because 100 shekels is 2.5 pounds. So it'd be about 5 pounds. So this guy had a lot of hair on his head. And unto Absalom there was born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar, and she was a woman of fair countenance. So you can see here on the map, Absalom and Tamar had a daughter, and her daughter is right here. So Absalom dwelt 2 full years in Jerusalem, and saw not the king's face. Therefore Absalom sent for Joab to have seen him to the king, but he would not come to him, and when he sent again the second time, he would not come. So you can see here Joab. Absalom sent for Joab, but Joab didn't come see him. Absalom sent for Joab. Therefore he said to his servants, See, Jacob's field is near mine, and he has barley there. He has barley there. Go and set it on fire. And Absalom's servants set the field on fire. Then Joab arose and came to Absalom unto his house, and said unto him, Wherefore hast thou servant set my field on fire? And Absalom answered Joab, Behold, I sent unto thee, saying, Come hither, that I may send thee to the king to say, Wherefore I am come from Jeshurun. It has been good for me to have been there still. Now therefore, let me see the king's face, and if there be any iniquity in me, let him kill me. So Joab came to the king and told him, and when he had called for Absalom, he came to the king and bowed himself to his face to the ground before the king, and the king kissed Absalom. Well guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, you can comment below, or you can send me an email. I'm going to put a couple links on the screen. The bottom right is going to be the 2 Samuel Bible study. The top left is going to be the 1 Samuel Bible study. And the bottom left is going to be a video YouTube thinks you're going to like. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell, like the video. And if you think somebody else will like it, make sure you share it. And I will see you guys next time. Have yourself a great day.